Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Dungeon Dive. And tonight we are going to do episode 3 of the Monster Monologues. So I had episode 2, the original episode 3 done, which was supposed to be the second part of the paint and chat. And it was all filmed and I was ready to upload it, and I realized that the audio didn't record. So I had finished the minis on camera and was not able to salvage it really. But you guys didn't really miss much because I'm not happy with the video. I'm going to have to think of something different to do, some kind of different setup if I want to do more paint and chats. And I'm not sure if I'm going to. I don't think I really had a lot of fun doing that. It was very difficult for me to paint and chat at the same time and stay concentrated on both. In addition to that, the minis did not turn out that good. And the reason that they didn't is because of, if you remember in the first video for the paint and chat, I talked a little bit about how that primer that I was using, even though I really like the quality of the paint, I always have, it had a much bluer tint to the gray. And that really had a huge, huge impact on how the minis turned out. That bluer quality, that blue hue, really ate up almost all of the nice soft browns from the light wash. And so what I ended up with were minis that looked kind of more like they were more like brushed, or more like metal rather than stone. And so here's one of the original ones I did, and this is one of the ones I really like. And you can see how there's just some really nice soft browns, and there are different shades of browns that I think kind of bring out a stone-like quality. And on the new minis, even though they look okay, that bluer and darker primer just ate up all of that nice light brown. And so what you're left with is kind of more of just kind of a starker look. And you don't get that kind of nice soft edges. So I'm a little bummed out, but at the same time, it's just plastic. At the end of the day, these are just toys. And every mini that you paint is a learning process, especially for those of us who are not professionals. So it doesn't really bother me. I mean, I really liked these 4 because those were the 4 that I set out to do first, and they turned out exactly how I envisioned them in my head. Whereas the 3 that I was working on with in the video, they did not turn out the way that I was hoping, which is completely fine. They still look okay. My buddies who I'm playing with, they like the way they look on the table, and we're still having a lot of fun with them, and that's all that matters. And then here is the female intimacy model. So like I said, they turned out okay. I really missed that nice light brown and the different ways that the 2 different shades of brown worked together to create a neat effect, like on these originals here. So after I was a little disappointed in that, I did go and I found a good spray primer that is exactly the shade that I originally primed the good guys in. And that is this surface primer here from Tamiya. Is it Tamiya? Is that how you say it? Tamiya. Tamiya America Incorporated surface primer, and this is just the metal gray. And I primed probably my favorite mini that I've put together of the survivors. And so I primed him, and it looks exactly the same shade and hue that I painted the original 4 with the brush. And so I'm really looking forward now to getting back into priming and painting a whole bunch more stuff. So one thing that I have been working, so that was like, I think sometime in December, and then my work schedule in December was just insane. I had the busiest December I've had in a really long time. So I did not do a lot of videos or anything in December. I came home and I was actually started playing a heck of a lot of video games. I bought an Xbox One S, and the whole reason I bought it was for this game called Ashen, which is unbelievably good. It's like a mix between Journey and Dark Souls. It is superb. And so I played that a lot. Then I really fell in love with the Xbox, and I've been playing a lot. I played Cuphead and what else was I playing? Recore Definitive Edition, which is really cool. Lots of neat games on there. I started to play Paths of Exile, and I do not like it. I might do a video on computer video game dungeon crawls because I really like those a lot too. Of course, Diablo 2, and I love Diablo 3. Blizzard has turned that into an absolutely brilliant game. And Paths of Exile, I really feel is missing a heart and a soul. It's got a lot of technically it has a lot of good things and a lot of systems, but it has no personality whatsoever, in my opinion. And it has, after 15 hours, I'm still not into it. My character is still using weapons made out of driftwood, and the characters, they all look stupid. So, Diablo 3 gives you that, hey, we're going to make you cool and look cool right off the bat. So, all right, so that was a tangent. So anyways, the KDM, the campaign, is going really well. We're having a blast playing with that advanced or the modified hero mode is making it really fun. It's so much easier. I mean, giving your heroes just a +1 in strength or luck right when you name them, it's such a huge advantage in that game. Using D10s, every +1 gives you a 10% chance more to do something, and that is a huge difference in the game. And so, in some ways, it's not feeling cheap to me because we're just having fun playing it, and we have these characters. I'm playing this character named Boone, and I'm really starting to like him. He's developing some fighting arts, and we're starting to build some cool weapons and get some good materials and armor. And we are facing the Butcher next week. This past week we beat we've fought a Screaming Antelope, level 1, a White Lion, and a Gorm. And we've just been having a blast doing it. It's been really good. There's still a lot of tough decisions to make, especially in the settlement phases. And so we're getting that, and that's still my favorite part of the game. And it'll be interesting to see if it remains easy once we fight the Butcher. And then after that, we will get to face the Flower Knight, which I've never faced before. And I've heard that's really cool. I'm really looking forward to hoping to get a chance to make that Vespertine bow. But what I have been doing, I haven't been painting, but I have been assembling. And I know everybody has seen these models 1,000 times. There's like a million videos on YouTube. So, but I don't know, some people may want to see me show them. So I have been assembling all of my expansions, and I think I'm pretty much done with expansions from the first set. I've got 10 or 9. The only ones I don't have are Spidiculus or Spidicules, however you say his name, and I don't want him. I don't like the way he looks, and he looks like a real pain in the ass. He looks like his legs would either 1, break easily, or 2, constantly knock stuff over. So I don't want him. I don't really want the Lonely Tree, I think it was called, because it doesn't look very interesting, and it doesn't come with very much stuff. And I think the Green Armor, I think those are the only 3 expansions that I don't have. So I'm super happy with what I have. I feel like my KDM box weighs a ton, and there's really no more room in it. But so I have built the Dragon King here. I haven't built the Tyrant yet. This was a surprisingly easy model to build. This is actually the second one I've made because I had one when I had KDM 1.0. And it's pretty cool. I really like the way the design on the fingers, how the fingers extend into the wings. Although I don't really know how that would work practically for flight. I mean, that's a lot of weight when he's flapping those wings to put on his finger joints. Or so maybe this is a dragon that cannot fly. I don't know. But so I built him, and just a couple nights ago, I finished the Sunstalker, which is probably my favorite model in the game. This guy was quite a difficult build. I think he is the hardest build out of everything that I've built because he's hollow inside, and there's just a lot of pieces you kind of have to put together in a cylindrical way, and it's hard to put pressure to really get those edges to stick because when you do it, you might slip and then you're just kind of boned. But I love his mouth and his giant teeth. This guy is just really gross. He completely absolutely reminds me of something from a Clive Barker novel. I would really like to see the Kingdom Death Company do models for some Clive Barker creations. I think that would be an incredible pairing. I would love to see Poots' take on the Rake from Weave World. But this guy is just disgusting looking. I love it. Super cool. And then I built the Manhunter, which might be my least favorite model. I don't know. It almost feels like the plastic is different from all the other models. It has a different feel to it, and the detail just is not quite up to par with everything else. He seems like a really fun fight. I just don't really like the model. I like his hat though. There was an old game, well, it's kind of like Witchfinder's hat, but there was an old Genesis game where you played a guy who looked like a witch hunter, from Warhammer. And I can't remember the name of that game. It was pretty cool. I think there was also a Neo Geo game. Now these images are coming back to my head. So I've always liked those kinds of like pilgrimy type hats, especially when these kind of like cowboyish guys wear them. They look really cool. And then I built the Dung Beetle Knight, which this was also a difficult build. Just his spindly little legs were quite difficult to get him to stand up on those things. But I like this guy. I think he is a really cool looking dude. And then his dung ball here. He almost looks like benevolent in a way. And I haven't fought him yet. I don't know his story. I know he's supposed to be a very difficult fight. But he looks noble. I like that. He reminds me of something from Hollow Knight, really. And then the two Dung Beetle armor survivors, which not a huge fan of this armor. It's okay. I wish there was a armor set for these guys that had them kind of rolled up into a little ball, like maybe them rolling around. I thought that would be kind of cool. And then maybe my second favorite of the ones I've built recently is the Lion Knight. Really like this guy a lot, and I like his story a lot. I've read quite a bit about him, and I like his retinue, kind of like his muses sitting around him. Really a great model. I know some people have issues with his fight, so I'm not really sure what they are, but I am looking forward to trying him out. And then the 4 narrative survivors that come with him are super fun. So you have the ruler. This chick definitely is like freaking out about the responsibility of being the ruler, and the the villain. So I believe the Lion Knight is when you fight him, he's actually trying to kill the villain because he wants to be the hero, and so you have to protect the villain. and then the Fool or the Jester, and then of course the Damsel with the guy being the damsel, just looking absolutely confused about everything. So really, this is a very, very cool set. Looking forward to painting that a lot. So yeah, I just want to give a brief KDM update. We're still having a blast. We're plugging through on the campaign. Can't wait to fight the Lion Knight or the Flower Knight. And I don't know, we might introduce a Sunstalker as a quarry. I'm not sure. Maybe we'll actually probably not. I'll probably wait and hold off and do its campaign next. And maybe I'll do that here in the room and get some of it on film. I don't know. There's so many little mistakes you can make in that game. I don't know if I want to memorialize one of my playthroughs of that game. So yeah, next time I'll check in. I'll try to get some painting done within the next couple weeks and maybe show you guys some more of these guys I've painted. And try to think of some other KDM related things to talk about. Maybe, I don't know, maybe go through some cards. I'm not sure. I'm not really sure what else to talk about with KDM. Cool things that happen in our campaign. I do have my one friend Jansen who's playing. He just has this like preternatural ability to throw lantern tins. I mean, he's like the crit master. It's just crazy. But last time when we were fighting the screaming antelope, he was having a really, really off night. And it was just, I don't know, we've just been having a lot of fun playing. It's been a really good time. And we are going to start alternating Thursday nights with KDM and then some other campaign games soon. Hopefully, I'm really hoping that in a couple weeks I have something really, really freaking cool to show you guys. So fingers crossed. I can't say anything more. But anyway, so that's it. Quick KDM update. And I hope you guys enjoyed it, and we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.